Do you have a customer loyalty program for your small business? Do you know how they work? Do you know why they're effective? Do you even know what you're missing out on? Well, today we're going to talk all about that and a customer loyalty program just for your small business with an expert. Dan Marx from R3Shift Marketing is on today's Idea Collective Live. Howdy, welcome in. I'm Pat Miller, the Idea Coach, and this is Idea Collective Live. This is the weekly meeting of your small business network, and we're broadcasting live across the Idea Coach Media Network. It makes it sound fancier when you say it that way, like across the Idea Coach Media Network. Someday that will be nationwide, I'm telling you. Right now, it just happens to be Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, Twitch, YouTube, and such. Wherever you're watching us, make sure you hit subscribe, especially the YouTube channel, because we're going to be going live and sharing content on that channel more often in 2021. So all of this is sponsored by Bank 59 and the Idea Collective for small business owners and Serendipity Labs. So we're really grateful for them and their partnership. And we've got two things that you need to know to do as you're watching. The first thing is drop in the chat and say hello. No matter where you're watching, warm up the chat, say hello, let us know that you're here because that helps us say hello to you. The other thing you can do is you can share this show with your followers on whatever platform you're on. So you can be a part of the show today also with your questions because Dan's going to bring up some really thought-provoking points and you'll want to ask some questions about how you can build a loyalty program for your business. Also on today's show, we're going to talk about how you can get 12 months free inside the Idea Collective for small business owners thanks to Bank 59. We're going to share our Guess the Big Game contest, the super... that I can't say the name of. We're playing a game for the person that can guess the score, and we'll give away a huge cheese basket from Wisconsin Cheese Mart. We've also got an exclusive offer for the Young Guns main event and our top 5 most engaged members inside the Idea Collective and the massive member run we're on inside the Facebook group. Holy cats. We got a lot to do today, but why don't we start with the main point of today's show? We're talking customer loyalty programs, and let's bring in our guest today, Dan Marx, the founder of R3Shift Marketing. Dan, good afternoon, sir. How you been?
I'm doing great. How are you doing?
Doing great, man. Glad to have you on the show today. So we really want to talk about customer loyalty programs, but before we do that, we want to hear a little bit about what you're up to and what R3Shift does.
Sure. R3Shift, we're a sales and marketing consulting firm, and we specialize in SaaS-based marketing products. So we help companies not only strategize and put the best foot forward, but we also help them streamline and automate their solutions so they can concentrate on their businesses.
Okay, SaaS, software as a service?
Software as a service, correct. So we offer marketing as a service solutions. So you can handle all the back-end fun stuff without feeling mad and angry that you have to do all the back-end stuff.
Back-end stuff really gets annoying after a while.
Yes, it does. Yes.
All right. So we're talking about customer loyalty programs. Just so we're all on the same page, can you give us a few examples of some of the customer loyalty programs that we might be familiar with?
Sure. There's a lot out there. Your gas station that you go to, your favorite store you shop at. We're all probably members of one very large loyalty program. It's called Amazon. We all pay for. But there's always perks involved. So if you go to your favorite restaurant, we probably have them on our apps. So whether it's a Home Depot, Starbucks is probably the most familiar a lot of us have, but also grocery stores like Myers and Walmart and things like that. So they all have their loyalty programs involved, and we're probably familiar with all those.
Now, having something like that for a small business, I don't want to say it never occurred to me, but it kind of never occurred to me. And is this a new thing or is everyone doing it but me?
No, people think it equates to just the larger companies having it versus anybody really having it. And it's something that companies are missing out of because it's really an easy way to keep and retain customers. Mm-hmm. And it's an easy way to make sales.
Okay, that's cool. So if we're thinking about building a program like this, let's talk about what's in it for the customers. Why would we want to have one?
Yeah. So what's in it for the customers is a lot. You're offering them exclusivity as being a loyalty member, so they can get into things that you're offering maybe before the general public would be able to get into. So they can have kind of an in. But you can also give them discounts, especially geared towards your loyalty members as well. So there's a lot that's geared towards your customers that are loyalty members that maybe just the general public or maybe an email blast wouldn't necessarily get. So it's very valuable for the customer to join.
Okay. So I want to dig into some of those benefits we could provide people if they are a member of a loyalty program. But before we do that, if we get one up and running, what kind of results can we expect? I mean, how much can it affect our business?
You could see results right away. If you do it right, you can see results right away. And it's really increased revenue. But then all of a sudden you will have a referral network out and about. So once you get somebody on a loyalty members, they're going to tell their friends like, hey, listen, I know you do this, you shop here, or you buy this product or this service. You should join because there's a lot of cool benefits. And then all of a sudden it just becomes this automatic referral network for you, and you automatically get new customers and done. So it definitely affects the bottom line and your revenue and profits.
Okay. More revenue, more profits. Check like that. Check like that. Okay, Obi-Wan, teach us. How do we go about building one?
Well, I think the hardest part is that some businesses can't get out of the business mode. So that you have to step back and think like a customer, not versus sales. So me as a customer, what would I want to see? So I own 4 dogs. So I really like the PetSmart app because I can put their birthdays in there, their vet check visits, the last time they were groomed, and all that fun stuff. And I really like it because it's also interactive. I can earn badges and things like that. So think along the lines of, why should a member, a loyalty member, want to have a loyalty membership with me? Now, you can be a coach, you can own a local restaurant. It's just a matter of thinking along those lines as well. So yeah, and also make it very simple
and unique. Now, you mentioned PetSmart. Did I hear you right? Your dog's birthdays are in the app?
Yes, my dog's
birthday.
Every one of their birthdays, and I get a notification when their birthday. They send me a happy birthday email for each of the dogs. Yes, tells them how old they are, so I don't have to figure it out in my head.
And that's where it gets creative, right? So if you think about your end user and why they're coming to you, they're coming to PetSmart because they have dogs. How can we celebrate dogs? And birthdays is a great way to do it. So what are some of the other benefits, perks, unique ideas? What are some of those triggers that could be building a customer loyalty program and enhance the relationship with your customer?
Yeah, so you don't want to make it just where it's just a bunch of discounts and freebies. You want to make it fun and interactive. Kind of think of it along the lines of gamifying it. And people like earning badges. You know, people like to play on their apps and earn badges. So make it fun. Make it like, oh, they earned their year badge, or they earned their first login, or their first whatever the case is. And the more badges people create, then, oh, well, guess what? You got bonus 500 points because you earned this badge, or whatever the case is. So I would say, you know, to make it unique is also to make it fun and not just about giving discounts or freebies away.
Yeah, I love that idea of not just making it 10% off if you're a member, but some of those engagement opportunities with the clients. And how does the math work? Is there something where if you're going to do a reward program, say buy X coffees, get the next one free, how do you go about building those sorts of tier benefits or frequent customer programs? Do you have any ideas on that?
Yeah, so that's a lot of behind the scenes stuff that you can plug in algorithms, which is fine. But for anybody just to make a loyalty program such as that, this was something that we worked on with Bentley's Pet Stuff as well. Their rewards program was buy 12 bags of dog food and you get the 13th one free. That was it. They had nothing about grooming. They had nothing about, you know, the treats or anything like that. So when you're building a loyalty program, you want to make it fun and interactive. So yes, they can get those points or those freebies, but you also want it to be, well, are they only buying iced coffees? So maybe you want to offer them a cup, or you want to offer them, you know, an insulated cup or something like that, right? Like have them earn points or double points or something like that that they can cash in, as long as they're buying, you know. You can kind of see what your customers are buying and gear the loyalty toward that. You can have a generalization on top, like everybody gets this, but then really to hit those customers and key in what they're really buying and focusing on is where it really gets fun. And you can just really narrow in on customer specifics, and sky's the limit from there.
Now, if you have questions for Dan during the interview, we'd love to hear from you. Drop into the chat and let us know. And you kind of hit on an inside joke there, Dan. One of the biggest things going on inside the Idea Collective right now is that they're all clamoring for badges inside the software, and the software doesn't provide them. So every time we turn around, they're like, "Can I get a badge? Is there any badge?" No, there's no badges. But I'm working on it, Michael Rampola. I'm going to get us badges even if I have to hand draw the badges, we are going to get badges inside the Idea Collective. Now, you mentioned a benefit to having a customer loyalty program that might be next level thinking to people that don't have one yet. One thing to drive your sales, it's another thing to drive the intelligence of what your customers are doing and buying inside the business. So can you talk about that data collection and data usage that these programs might be able to provide?
Yeah, for sure. So, well, as a SaaS-based marketing firm, we do have the back-end software that can collect that and follow your actual customer buying personas and their cycles and things like that. So you can actually hone in on their actual buying areas and key into those and have those back-ends data for that. But really just the start. Probably if you can get an app developed, and have a true app, that's where you can really hone in. And if you don't have access to an app developer, let us know. We can definitely look, help you with that as well. But make sure it's on the Google store or the, Apple's store as well, so people can download your specific app.
Mhm.
And then all the data behind the scenes is built into that app. So you'll be able to pull up lists and reports very, very easily. But you'll be able to do it on your website too. So if you don't have the capabilities or the bandwidth or anything like that, you might be a solopreneur, just build a page on your website and we can plug in a reporting tool that will very easily give you the results and the data that you need.
And that's really good to know. Get those crawlers in the website that's watching the traffic, watching the store. And I would imagine, but I don't know. So I'll just ask a curious question. Would some of the major online retailers, say Shopify or the other types of online sales portals, or even the digital point of sales programs, would some of those have those baked in already?
They'll have them baked in, yes. But do your research. So working with Bentley's, we were about 2 months too late because they already selected a POS, and their POS system is very limited and very manual for a rewards program. So whoever has to work on all the ideas and everything we gave them, they literally have to plug and play and type. It's not pre-built. So make sure you check out the POS providers that you work with. Shopify is great. I know that they're partnering with more companies, so you can have these add-ons as well.
So we're looking for questions. If you have any, drop them into the chat. Got a great one from Lori Rifkin from Lunch with Lori fame. So in your opinion, Dan, what percentage of your revenue should you budget for a program like this? Any opinion on that?
Well, you can really budget it into your marketing dollars, and it's pretty great because it's pretty easy. So think of having a loyalty rewards program as automatically getting subscribers, right? They're just in a different category bucket. So instead of just getting email blasts and newsletters, now they're exclusive loyalty members, and you can gear an entire marketing campaign developed specifically for those loyalty members. So think of them as two separate buckets, and you just put them right into that bucket.
And a great way to get those members into the database as well. And you know that they're legitimately a customer, not just someone that's browsing you online. Great point. Still have some room for questions if you have one. And this one comes from a Facebook user. So just a little heads up, we're using Restream. And Facebook is a little finicky on the data going back and forth. We can see the chat coming from Facebook, but we can't chat back at you. And we can't find out who's asking the question. So we'll just make up a name. Larry McGillicuddy wants to know, do you use NPS, Net Promoter Survey? And if so, what do you like to use to manage it?
I don't use it. We have different type forms that we use. So I think the way to manage it is if you're comfortable or you have somebody that can do that for you, because it can get kind of tedious if it's something that you're not heavily involved with. So again, that's something that you should research on your own to make sure that it's a comfortable level. Because the last thing you want to do with a loyalty program is, utilize something and it either gets ignored or it's not fluid. And the last thing that your loyalty members want is some complicated loyalty members program, especially if it's to interaction and communication.
So turns out Larry McGillicuddy is Eric Clark. So Eric, we appreciate that question very much. I'll call you Larry from now on. He is a good guy. You're right, Steve Mintz. Okay, so I put into the chat the link to call into the show. If you have a customer loyalty program in your business, I'd love to hear about it and what kind of results that it's had. And it's totally optional, but we'd love to bring you on the air and hear about you, because the Idea Collective Live, the whole point is to bring someone on who's smart like Dan, talk about a subject that we should all care about, and then get a conversation started. So if you'd like to join us on the show, the link just got put inside the chat. And yes, Michael Rampolla, that will be Eric Clark's alias from now on. When he checks into hotels on the road, he'll be Larry McGillicuddy for the rest of time. So we appreciate it. All right. So let's say Van wants to know, when you're using NPS, would you recommend a 1 to 10 kind of score or a 1 to 5 kind of score? Or what have you ever played with that works for you, Dan?
That varies on how deep you want to get. For us in marketing, it comes down to like, what's a real qualified, kind of lead that you want to talk about. So a 1 to 10 score, I think 1 to 5 is pretty simple, so it's really your preference, what you want to do. I would say anything a 5 or above.
So let's go back to promoting it then. So we come up with a plan and we're going to roll out a new club, right? Or we're going to roll out a new loyalty program of some kind. How would you go about getting your customers' attention for it? Would it be in-store, digital, on the receipts? What have you done that works?
Everything. So if you have the capabilities to do it all, do it all. So I would do web, digital, email, in-store, especially like if you have a store and there's a register or a checkout right there, it should be literally a 3-step, loyalty program. Here's how you log in, here's how you join, and go. Or send a text message and get added on or follow the steps. So I would promote it in every place you can possibly do it. Just make sure that sign up's super easy for it, and if the steps are laid out for you. So literally a 1, 2, 3, you're signed up and done.
Yeah. I love that. Another great question from Sam Shah. What are your thoughts on a loyalty program for non-customers? Maybe people that aren't coming back to you because they're a customer. So Kohl's, for example, you can sign up for their email club and get discounts. Is that a good strategy, or is this just for repeat business?
I think that's mainly for repeat business. I think for a loyalty program, you want to offer that kind of exclusivity just for your loyalty members. So it's all about loyalty. So you don't want, kind of think of it as, those discounts for people that maybe not come back all the time. Something like Kohl's is great for that. But for your loyalty program, you want to really hone in, listen, we really care about you, and that's why you're a loyal member. I mean, you're loyal to us, so we're going to be loyal to you. So we're going to offer you things that, not everybody gets from us. So I would make it very exclusive as far as the loyalty program goes.
So I'm going to put you on the spot. I'm just curious. Building the loyalty program for Bentley's Pet Stuff, big company, right? Can you think of a time when the loyalty program really worked, either a certain offer or a certain deal, or one of the very specific things that you did with them that maybe converted people back earlier than they would have, or increased their ticket size? Anything come to mind?
Yeah, actually, when we focused on treats, because a lot of people were coming in just buying treats for their dogs, not necessarily the dog food. So we found out that, one, it was an easy way to promote specials at the store. So it was a buy one, get two, or whatever the case is. But for their exclusive members, now they were building up, oh, well, we saw that you bought 10 of these treats in this past month. Here you go. Here's a coupon for your next 5 free, or whatever the case you'd come in. So we found that all of a sudden they found out, wow, here we go, because their margins are a lot better on treats than it is dog food. So they were just like, we love that we're promoting this, and now we're honing in on a whole wide range of audience for people that don't buy dog food from us, but that really are loyal by buying treats and toys and things like that. So the smaller items, we found that it worked very, very well.
And I would imagine those treats and dog toys are kind of add-ons when they come in for the food that they come into regularly. Oh, well, we'll just get a treat because we got to buy one, get one, or something like that. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, totally. Yep.
Love it. Great question from Steve here. He wants to know if you were assigned to do a program for a B2B. So you've hit on great B2C examples. Any ideas for a B2B? Do the same principles apply, or do we have to think about it differently?
Well, no, you the same principles apply, and this is great for that. This is why B2B companies don't think of this because they're thinking, well, it's not a fit for my business because I'm
Right.
a coach, I do coaching services, but they don't understand like, well, you do have a book or you have online courses or events and things like that. So instead of saying, oh, hey, Mr. Smith, you signed up with five coaching sessions for me. If you sign up for the next five, it's 10% off. Now they're thinking, great, I got to buy 10 sessions, and they think, oh wow, this is great. But if that be like, hey, as a loyalty member, you sign up for 5 sessions with us, your next five is automatically 10% off.
Yeah.
It's not salesy. It's more of, as a loyalty member, we're going to give this to you instead of kind of pushing for the sale. So on the B2B side, it's making your sales easier and less kind of pushy and abrasive and things like that. So
Yeah.
I would use the same concepts in your B2B side. You can definitely have fun with it.
So we have a lot of smart kids on the chat right now, and we have your time here too. So let's spend a minute and just do a modified idea slam for a second, because I want to come up with a list of things that we can use as the reward inside a customer loyalty program. And the one I want to call back to is the first thing that I think you said, it just fell out of your mouth, but I'm like, oh, that is a real benefit, which is early access. Early access to things is really a benefit that people crave when they feel like they're close to you. So, can you riff on some of those offers or deliverables that someone would get inside of a program? And we'll all kind of jump in here with things that we can think of that we can give as a reward that maybe we didn't think is a reward in the first place. You know what I'm going for?
Sure. Yeah. So, I mean, so if you're a coach, you can give away a book, right? Just for signing
Mhm.
up, give away your book. I mean, if you're handing it out and giving it away for free anyway, go ahead and do that. If you have a new book coming out or you have a virtual event, you can offer it a month in advance before you even start promoting it anywhere else. So you think along those lines. If you have a restaurant and you're opening a new location, you can have kind of a touring event just for your loyalty members, to come in and check out just before you even open. It just
Mhm.
tour and check things out. There's just so many ways you can use the exclusivity
Yeah.
piece to it. It's just a matter of how far in advance you want to go. I wouldn't go too far in advance, like 6 months, but just something to kind of, even like if it's a Black Friday sale, hey, listen, everybody's getting 40% off, but you guys are getting 40% off 2 weeks early, before anybody else does, right?
Yeah.
So, um,
And we
along,
got some great examples here in the chat too. So, okay, a pre-sale is a great way to do it. Priority scheduling for a session, so you've got time set aside just for your premium customers. One-on-one access for individual attention. Another thing that I was thinking is you could have, let's say you do a 4-part series. There is a 5th part that isn't published to anyone except the folks that are inside your group. Benny's got some great ideas here. Badges, Benny, what are you bringing up badges for? Ixnay on the Adges Bay, bro. Come on. We talked about this, but emojis and avatars, those are also really great things. Another thing that came to mind is in the B2B space. So we're kind of brainstorming B2B, and I've seen people do this well. The people that do it well, it's like, oh, that's pretty slick. Who do I know that I can introduce you to? Or let's go have a 3-person conversation where you want to go meet Michael Rampolla. Well, I can get us a meeting with Michael Rampolla. Like, I mean, who doesn't want a meeting with Michael Rampolla? So that's like an opportunity as well to introduce people, a 3-point connection. Yes, exactly that. So these are all different things that we think about um, doing for people, but could be really the crux of that loyalty program to either get them to buy the year. And I'll give you an example. Right now, for folks that are buying the Idea Collective for the year, I'm offering a 1-hour strategy session with me one-on-one, which otherwise people have to buy. So it's a way that I'm offering that loyalty for people that have signed up for the long time. So it's not about the repeat customer, but someone that wants to hang out with the Idea Collective for a whole year. So this is a great conversation, and hopefully we've got some people's brains humming a little bit here about the importance of customer loyalty programs. What haven't we covered? What else is important when it comes down to thinking about launching one, and making one healthy?
I think, especially in the B2B space, companies are probably thinking it won't work for my business, but you're usually the one that's craving that consistency, especially in revenue. And the best way once you already have your clients is to have that loyalty program. So the only thing that I can stress is make it simple and easy to understand, no matter what you do. So whether you're going to be point collecting, giving away badges, there are badge collectors out there. So they might be a loyalty member just to collect badges.
Badges. Ah,
But also it's just to make it very simple and very easy to understand. And if they can cash in on certain things, make sure it's very easy for them to cash in as well.
and that simplicity thing is so important because no one's got time to manage anything. You're exactly right on that. Michael is bringing up a good point here just to help us think about our loyalty programs. Make sure that it's got value for you and value for them. Question before we go here. Abby wants to know, does this tie in with subscription options perhaps? Is that part of the right way to think about it, or are those two separate things?
You can think about it that way. So if you're offering subscriptions, and we offer subscriptions with ours as well, but we're developing our loyalty program as well and kind of enhancing it along the lines of the subscription. So the longer the subscriber, the loyalty members get kind of a really good deal with those. So you can definitely tie it into subscriptions. And that's another thing that a loyalty program is great for is just that consistency as well. So if you're looking for that consistent revenue stream, that's a great way to tie it in.
This is great conversation today, Dan. I really appreciate it. So give us the 30-second elevator pitch about R3Shift. Who are you helping, and how can we get involved if we need your help on this or something else?
Yeah, for sure. You can definitely contact me at dmarx@r3shift.com or text me at 414-388-2029. You can go to our website as well, r3shift.com. We help companies with these programs like this, and we're working with B2B, B2C, solopreneurs on up.
That's amazing. All right, we got to get one more question in. Sorry, one more question. Overtime.
Sounds good.
How do you decide whether to charge or make it a free loyalty program? Great question, Sam.
Yeah. So I've seen companies actually do both. They offer a free and then they offer a paid subscription. And the paid subscription has kind of a more laundry list of items. Companies also, I've seen, especially like solopreneurs, use a paid subscription, even if it's a yearly subscription, just to get some extra revenue stream. You want to make sure that the paid version is definitely going to be worth your customers, getting their bang for their buck, so we all pay for Prime and we get it because it's convenient and 2-day shipping, right? So you want to make sure that what you're offering as a paid side is worth it for the customer. And you have to think about it too. If somebody is offering you the exact same thing, would you pay for it? Or would you just sign up for it for free?
Does it mean I get to meet with Michael Rampolla? Because I'm going to sign, if that's what it means.
That might be a paid subscription. I don't know.
That's a premium. That's a premium experience. Awesome. Thank you, Dan. I appreciate it. Dan Marx from R3Shift Marketing today on Idea Collective Live. That was good stuff. And if you don't have a loyalty program, hopefully this conversation got your wheels turning on how you can work with the same customers more often or upsell the customers that you have already to grow your business. All right, a few more things that we got to do today before we sign off, and we are heading towards the Idea Collective Live after party. So if this is your first time watching the show, we interview someone smart, and then we get together on Zoom and we kind of talk about it. We reflect on what they were talking about. We get to know each other. So if you're watching on Twitch and someone else is watching on YouTube across the massive Idea Coach network, we all get together in the same Zoom room. We get a chance to get to know each other, and it's a nice way to kind of end Idea Collective Live, maybe make some new connections and grow your business. So we'll do that here in just a little bit. And I'm teasing Michael, but he really saved my bacon. So Michael was a guest on a radio show that we had the chance to do this week. So let me go back. On Monday, we launched a partnership between Bank 59 and the Idea Collective, where Bank 59 is bringing some of their customers into the Idea Collective for free. So if you're thinking about joining this premium collaboration community for small business owners, if you're a customer of Bank 59, you might be eligible to get a free year just for being their customer. If you're not a customer of Bank 59, hit the link that's on the screen and start the conversation, because if you move your banking to Bank 59, 12 months free in the community. It's a pretty sweet deal. So we announced that last week. We had Morgan Dornfeld, their small business specialist, on the air. Then on Wednesday, we had the chance to go on WISN radio with Jeff McCarthy, who's their king of marketing over there. And I needed someone from the community to come on and talk about the Idea Collective. So it wasn't just me talking about how great it was. So I tapped Michael on the shoulder and he was amazing. So he came on the air and did a great job. And the link is being shared this week inside the Facebook group and inside the Idea Collective community. So I'm giving Michael a hard time, but one of the things that we have is a great resource. And oh, look, here he is. Speak of Michael and he pops up. Hello, sir. How are you? Thank you for coming on the radio this week.
Absolutely.
So what can we do you for? You wanted to come on the air and share about your radio experience and how that's now...
Yeah, I wanted to say thanks for the opportunity. It was easy. It was easy. It was easy, and I appreciate the opportunity to talk about the awesome Idea Collective. It really was. You're telling me that I saved you, and it was just like having any of these conversations we have inside the network. So,
yeah,
I just wanted to come out and say thanks for saying so many nice things, but it was really really easy lifting, all things considered.
Yeah, it was fun and it sounded good too. And we hopefully are going to get some new members into the group who take advantage of the Bank 5-9 opportunity. But no, I appreciate it. And I figured that you came in, you called into the show to lobby for badges. That's what I thought you were doing. Are you lobbying for badges?
I'm not lobbying. No, I'm having fun with the concept of badges, and I don't know. I don't think I'm motivated by badges. Maybe I am, and I don't even realize it. Maybe somebody has their badges hooks in me, and I don't even know. But I don't know. I get it. But well, you know me. I have non-traditional theories about a lot of these things. So I'll save mine because I think we got some awesome insights from the guest today.
Yeah.
And one more thing on Bank 5-9. Speaking of great hosts, they were great hosts on that radio show. They had an awesome, just their whole back and forth and their whole they get what they're doing. They get how they're promoting what Bank 5-9 can do for small business, and I think it's an awesome partnership on both sides. It's just a tremendous value and upside for everybody. So I'll double down on the shout out to Bank 5-9. And I'm going to get their names wrong. Jeff, was it Jeff?
Mm-hmm. Jeff and Becky.
Jeff and Becky, thank you. Jeff and Becky, Naturals. If you guys haven't heard the show, go back and listen. I think we've got it as a podcast somewhere. So it's good content. So just want to come and say thank you for the thank you, but it was absolutely my pleasure and my treat. So
appreciate it. Michael Rampolo Spirity, thanks a lot. And we're going to ping you inside the after party and get your thoughts on customer loyalty programs as well, because I know you've got ideas. You've always got ideas. That's what makes you great. All right, so it's a great pleasure to have that partnership up and running. So if you're curious about it, hit the link that's on the screen, because it's really that simple. There's not like some big gotcha where you have to like sign over your firstborn. Like become a customer of Bank 5-9, 12 months free inside this premium collaboration community to give you the instant community that you're missing right now when you're a solopreneur or you're an entrepreneur with a small staff. All right, so that's that. Speaking of the Idea Collective, what makes it great is the engagement from the folks inside. And each month, we like to talk about the top 5 most engaged members. These are the folks that are giving the most time to lift up everyone in the community and make sure that people feel welcome. They add their thoughts, because the Idea Collective is about showing up and giving what you have to share with others. So let's talk about our top 5 members. Drum roll, please. So number 5 most engaged member in the month of January is a newer member, Nicole Bandes, from the virtual A-team. She's in Arizona. She's a member. She runs a company of virtual assistants, and she's been really active inside the group. So Nicole, welcome to the group, and congratulations, you're number 5. Number 4, the confidence queen, Consuela Munoz, was number 4. Number 3, the consulting king, Brad Herda. Congratulations, Brad Herda. You're number 3. Number 2, Andrea Hubbard from Hub and Company. And the number 1 most engaged member, and I know he'll take great pride in this, Sam Shaw, number 1, back in the saddle. He was really salty that he was not number 1 2 months ago, but Sam came back. And to Sam's credit, Andrea's credit, Brad's credit, when you go back and look, how often are they engaging this community? Hundreds of times a month. Not once a day, not once a week, hundreds of times a month. They're in the group, giving, sharing, and contributing. So seriously, Nicole, Consuela, Brad, Andrea, and Sam, thank you. We really, really appreciate it. Okay, 2 more quick things. One thing's super fun. Are we watching the Super on Sunday? Are you going to watch the Super? I mean, we're all cheering for Kansas City, right? I mean, even I can get down with cheering for Kansas City, and I'm not even a Packers fan. So on Sunday, you can play this game and guess how many total points are going to be scored in the Super. And if you guess the exact number of points or the closest to the total points that are scored, you could win a really nice prize. I'm going to get a big old cheese basket from Wisconsin Cheese Mart and ship that off to the winner. So premium cheese, and this was all supposed to be a Packers promotion. I'm sorry. That's why I've got the cheese. But it's not, so we might as well give you something to look forward to. So it's 100% free to play the game. Click or go to that link that's on the screen and enter before kickoff on Sunday. And the Idea Collective would love to hook you up with a big old bucket of cheese for playing along with our promotion. One more thing that we need to talk about, the Young Guns movement and our main event's coming up on February 25th, and we've got a primo discount. We've got tickets to the event, which will feature Martin Lindstrom, international keynote speaker on branding and positioning. This guy is unbelievable. He's been on the Today Show a million times, 7-time New York Times bestseller, Time Magazine's top 100 influencers. This guy's the real deal. Also, Shay Rowbottom, which many of us know, the number one LinkedIn influencer in Forbes right now. And Jay English, one of my personal favorites, local guy who's making a difference as the cross-cultural coach. All of that is happening on February 25th. It's $59 for a ticket, and you get a copy of Martin's book, which is really cool, The Ministry of Common Sense. So there's that link right there. Grab that link, get your tickets. And thanks to Michelle Miller, this is a little success story. So last week we shared this link, and Michelle's like, well, what about those of us that already bought tickets? Young Guns heard the story. Everybody that already bought a ticket from the Idea Collective is getting a book as well. So way to go, Michelle. Way to speak up. We appreciate you doing that. So it's really exciting. So with that, we are going to put a wrap on Idea Collective Live. Oh, wait, no, we're not. I almost forgot. No, we're not talking after party night. That's the thing. Okay. This is so cool. So Thursday, the stock market is melting, right? Reddit declares war on the stock market. And oh my God, here comes GameStop stock. And I was listening to CNBC guys all day just losing their mind. I actually kind of enjoyed it because it was kind of fun to listen to CNBC cover something that they didn't know what they were covering. Anyway, so CNBC is going crazy. GameStop stock, which is hard to say, is going nuts. And I thought, oh, wouldn't it be clever? So I go over to the Idea Collective Facebook group, which is free and open for all, where we're uniting small business owners and then enticing them to join the premium community from there. Like, oh, wouldn't it be clever if we ran up the numbers inside the Facebook group, just like GameStop stock? Enter. Well, in the last 4 or 5 days, we've gone from just about 500 members to almost 700 members in just like, 4 or 5 days. And now I'm starting to get a little bit freaked out because if you would have told me a long time ago that we would be able to theoretically get to 1,000 members, I wouldn't have believed you. So we're getting close now. So the new members inside the Facebook community, it's great to see you. Thank you for joining. And if you know folks that are in your small business network that aren't inside the Facebook group, you should definitely join. Okay, JB, I'm sorry I scolded you. Now we can talk about the after party. But I almost forgot to welcome all the amazing Facebook group members. So, okay, I know. See, you can't see JB's face, but I can see JB's face, and she's giving me the face. I'm sorry, dear. I didn't mean to bark at you that way. All right, so now we're going to head over and do some after party networking, and it's just like it sounds. Whatever platform you're on right now, join that link here in just a few minutes. We're going to get together. We're going to talk about customer loyalty programs. We're going to do some elevator speeches if there's new people to the group, and that way you get to know everybody that watched the show today, and it's normally a good time. A shout out to Jennifer Buchholz, who gives me faces when you can't see them. She's the showrunner and my ultimate connector and business BFF. Thank you for your hard work. And of course, the man, the myth, the legend, Dan Marx from R3Shift. It's great to see you. Thanks for coming on and sharing today. The Idea Collective YouTube channel is up and running. Before you close the show, make sure you hit subscribe, and I will see you in the after party. I'm Pat Miller, the Idea Coach. We'll see you next week.